Hello everybody, and thanks for checking out this video here on Gamer. Today we're Avengers trying to question if things work in PvP, the stamina life source. I say a little because it's easy off. It's not made to draw a twin. So going to on the video talk about second items that force to help your general to pretend go the metas going to and heroes stamina. So two best items are here in 2.8. 282 and 284. In 282, not on challenge mode, we have Bully, Sticky Wicked What? Bob's your uncle, the Bully. It is a stealthy gun, which is phenomenal in this era, that puts out Locked On, puts out Staggered, puts out Jungle Fever. Jungle Fever drains stamina, but it also has a chance to incapacitate. This is huge because you can essentially ruin somebody's day for 2 rounds with this. If you hit somebody with this in round 1, before they go, they drain stamina, they do an action. In round 2, they drain stamina, get stunned from the incapacitate. In round 3, they drain stamina and are forced to recharge because they're now out of stamina. So, really nice gun. The fact that it's stealthy, the fact that it puts out staggered, also worth farming for. It's free. The challenge mode of the Dormammu mission adds 2 extra rings to this. On normal, we have the Ring of Icon and the Ring of Sidorak. When you do this on challenge mode, you have the Ring of Faltine and the Ring of Valtor. The Ring of Valtor does straight up drain stamina damage, not straining. I may have said that wrong. It's really late. Drain stamina damage, just in case I flip-flopped that over there. Just like you would expect from Dr. Voodoo and Crystal. Now, in order to work on restoring your own stamina, you have way more options to fix it than you do to break it. There are some that actually do double duty. The signpost does double duty in that it assaults health and stamina. It restores it to the agent. You can farm for the Spirit Edge, which is available in incursions. These drop in several incursions, and you can see I have them throughout the levels, anywhere from 62 to the decidedly Spartan 305. It assaults attack, defense, accuracy, and evasion of the victim, and it drains the target's stamina. It restores health and stamina to you. It is a 2-round cooldown, but thanks to the fact that this is magic, the Staff of Asclepios will buff the healing of this. I don't think it'll buff the stamina restore, but it will buff, of course, the heal. We do know that Red Hulk can drain health and stamina, and we do know that the Elite ISO does the same, so those are also considerations. We have the once great but now nerfed biometric ID card. This used to proc on every hit, now it only procs once per turn. You get 3 little orbs that come out, they Tron beam you in the face, you get a smidge of stamina back, and a tiny amount of health. We have from the Thor Spec Ops, the Thor-related Spec Ops that gave us Loki and Heimdall, part of the Dark Defiance set, we have the Horn of Wisdom. The Horn of Wisdom does the opposite of the Spirit Edge. It buffs attack, defense, accuracy, and evasion. It restores stamina. It does it for the team. It lasts for 2 rounds, and it is up every 2 rounds. Now, it says that it stacks. However, in order to get it to stack, you need to have the Watcher, which does put out cornered and off balance, which is phenomenal in today's meta. But it has a 50% chance when you get attacked to reset the cooldown of the Horn of Wisdom and make it a quick action. That is like World of Warcraft level synergy right there. One thing resetting the countdown of another, it's not really heard of that much in this game. This is one of the few spots you do it. Any of the cosmic energy items will restore stamina. The cosmic shielding, which we do know was bugged for a while in PvP, was broken and got fixed. This will restore stamina through cosmic energy, and so will the Cosmic Cardinal. The Cosmic Cardinal's brother, the Bishop, restores rook ammunition, but it also restores stamina when you get hit and it fires off. Because this is energy, this works with the rectifier. The rectifier will heal you whenever the bishop counters. We also have the bifurcator and the new drop called the jump starter. The jump starter does not reduce hit points like the bifurcator, but it does do the energize. We of course have the prototype emitter, another one that was once great in PvP and then eventually got nerfed. I unfortunately only have the normal mode version. I farmed forever for the challenge mode and never got it. The challenge mode has a 60% chance to raise all stats and clear debuffs, but it energizes you no matter what. So those are pretty much the big stamina restoring items. And of course, you know, we also have the signpost. We talked about that. The signpost will heal more if you are using the Staff of Asclepios. Now, who assaults stamina? Well, the heroes that do straining, which is the new debuff, are Ultimate Spider-Man, Spider-Man 2099, Vision, the Hulkbuster suit, and that's pretty much it. Vision, the two spiders, Hulk, Buster, and that's it. Now we have the Witch Hammer, which is an agent straining item, and of course we have the Experiment, which is a stamina draining item that is available in the store. Dr. Voodoo and Crystal assault stamina directly. Now, this team has major issues. The reason why it has major issues is in order for Crystal to start working on stamina, she has to use an AoE Mudslide. The AoE Mudslide is melee, which means a bruiser agent with the elite ISO will tank it and will drain off of it. It also means if there is no tanking, you will run a mudslide over a tactician and they will probably get an extra turn. So, not the easiest team to pull off, but I have found that drain stamina works way better than straining, and hopefully we will see it in action. The team is 2-1 when I've done it in practice. They beat an Enchantress and Pesty. They beat a Null and Kuurth. No, they were 3-1. No, excuse me. Okay. They beat a Rescue and Nico. They beat a Pesty and Null where the Scroll of Runamaroth was there. And I commend that agent because it's really smart to do that. That's a team that I've been talking about for a long time. So now you'll see that I drained his stamina because his AoE hit my enemy agent. And I'm also getting a free turn out of it. Or no, I'm not. Alright, so the first thing that we are going to do is use the Experiment, which now makes it so that anytime we get hit, we start draining. I want to phase my agent to avoid the Hulk, so I am going to hit the enemy agent. He has a Hugin, but this is not unarmed melee, this is just regular melee. So boop him on the nose, he's now straining. One stack of straining is only doing negative 52 stamina. Not big. On Dr. Voodoo's turn, I am going to go ahead and phase Dr. Voodoo. They're all tacticians. This is not good. I'm going to go for the Hulk and try to convert the Hulk to our side and at least phase him for protection. He counter punches Loki. And he's already recharging because of the possession. Two of my people are phased. And there goes the Deep Thought draining his stamina because he's AoEing the team. And Deep Thought's doing negative 119 times 3. So he's already out of stamina. But now Crystal has to use the AoE Mudslide. So this is going to get costly. What could be nice is if you could exhaust the team before she has to do it, but we want to accelerate her into the drain. So they use the Neurotrope. And they have a Cybernetic Blade. So this is an interesting setup on this agent. He is considerably weaker than me. We take a Trickster Seal. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to use subtle items to keep my agent phased. I'm going to Scroll of Runamaroth them. And I'm going to heal my team to get rid of that stupid Trickster Seal. So now again, 2 of my people are phased, which is why that missed. There's the follow-up, which misses. And there goes Deep Thought. And he stupidly uses Momentary Advantage yet. That was not bright. So now we can finally put out Daniel Drum, which does Impair, Drain Stamina. It's also doing Migraine and Chilled because I applied the Psychic A ISO to this slot. So now, as you can see, the enemy team is pretty much in lockdown over here. And here comes a quick action Dust Devil. This is a quick action because of the fact that I have the cooperative A ISO in this slot, because all 3 of these are summons. So what I can do is summon the Dust Devil, which now will drain their stamina in huge chunks. I get the nice shields, and now finally I can start exhausting people. I'm going to exhaust the Hulk. So Loki's recharging over here. Now, I am still intangible, so using subtle items will work. So I will give us an improbability field. And I will reuse the experiment. So as you can see, they're taking chip damage over here, but not a whole lot is really happening. Now I'm going to use a free action Doom on Loki. And at this point, I can use the Staff of Legba to heal my team. I applied the Stealthy AISO over here, which means I can hit who I want. However, that will unphase. Well, he's already unphased, so let's go ahead and plop out the Voodoo and Crows. The good thing about Dr. Voodoo is most of his stuff is actually psychic, and it is not magic. So if a Hexenjäger or a Skeptic is on the enemy side, a bunch of his stuff still gets through, which is kind of nice. Hulk is just about dead. Now in this round, because Dust Devil is about ready to come up, here's what we're going to do. We have a quick action Ice NATO. And then if I had the stamina for it, I would go to the Geokinesis, which would set her up to use the Dust Devil the next round. But as you can see, I'm now running into stamina issues. There's a Hydro, which interrupts him, which is pretty cool. There goes the Deep Thought. It's draining it's actually draining more now. Alright, so we know Loki has Doom. So here's what we're going to do. First, we're going to see if the Atom Smasher will take out people. It will. So we'll just do this to end the match. These guys were considerably weaker. Now, a team that I definitely had a problem with was a very high hit point Red Hulk and Pesty team. Believe it or not, Pesty was actually an infiltrator for that team. But the enemy agent was a bruiser, so he was draining the mudslide. And of course, Red Hulk, being a tactician, was a bit of a problem. So we will test this out again and see what happens. As you can see, that was actually fairly quick. That was the quickest win that I've done with this team. That was a real lot of lockdown on that. You could see they were recharging constantly, but they also were not taking a super amount of damage. Having 2 phased people on my side is really handy because it means attacks will miss, but they will still drain stamina. You could run a non-tanking bruiser agent and slap the elite ISO in that one, the older generation, so that other people are still tanking, well, you're not tanking hits, the team is just getting them full on and causing 3 drains instead of 1 person. So we see Pesty and Magneto. Again, we have to deal with tacticians, but they have a bruiser, which is good. And he whiffs. But he's an infiltrator, which is kind of nice. So, we will start off with the Geokinesis. We are going to piss off Magneto. But we will gain crits off of the agent. And Magneto was fortunately stunned. Now, the reason why he was stunned is because of the fact that I applied the knocking ISO to the mudslide, because it is a melee. So, the contagion is nicely on the enemy team over here. If we look, I have to dump contagion as soon as possible. So, what I'm going to do is use a scroll. And I'm going to phase myself by going after Magneto and apply straining to him. So now, my agent doesn't have any ISO contagion. Magneto's going to take a huge hit from it. And he whiffs on that because of the phase. He's drained too. Here on Dr. Voodoo's turn, we are going to try to possess their bruiser agent, so that I can become phased, and then attack from being phased. The spirit possession causes the agent to immediately punch Pesty, and Pesty's stunned. So now, the Dust Devil, as we know, is a quick action because of the cooperative A ISO. So now the stamina is hugely drained. Magneto does get a turn, and hits the enemy agent. Brilliant. And now I'm going to turn around and exhaust him. Alright, so, because I don't have to worry about any ISO contagion over here, I'm going to apply the experiment. And, because I am phased, I can do subtle items. The Blackest Void is subtle. So let's get them hitting each other even more. We don't have a whole lot to clean on my side right now. And the shield interrupts. So now, Dr. Voodoo can finally get in on the drain, and he's going to restore stamina to my team. It missed Magneto because of his immunity to psychic debuffs. But as you can see, we've got a recharge over there. Now, on my turn, I can do the quick action Arctic Tempest. However, we know that presented a stamina issue last time, so I'm going to go right to the Geokinesis. Thanks to the Bruiser, it's doing pretty good damage. The agent has a hot shot. He missed the crystal, missed the agent because of the phasing, but he did manage to hit Dr. Voodoo. Dr. Voodoo is unfortunately stunned. Here we are again. This would have been subtle, so if I was phased, I could use the improbability field without coming unphased. And once again, I'm going to pop Magneto. So now he's got drains, he's got strains. Hopefully he'll whiff on this turn. He does. Alright, so quick action Dust Devil. Just about takes out the enemy team. Hugely drains their stamina, and I can do more now. I'm just going to AoE them down with another Geokinesis. And just about everybody is dead except for Magneto. I'll just Witch Hammer him down. So, there you go. There's about 20 minutes of what it's like to assault stamina. I personally believe it's viable if you do not go full ham and assault stamina and nothing else. This team kind of really just goes for raw bore stamina draining, and it is chipping away at the hell, but it's very lucky. It's lucky when crystal shields break things. It's lucky when the in-cap works. It's lucky that Dr. Voodoo does not get stunned or something in round 1, so that he can't phase on time. That happened when Red Hulk threw a Gamma Bomb. and he got stunned or incapped and he couldn't do anything and he got plowed down like crazy, I wouldn't recommend. So actually this guy was fairly close to me. His armory was a little less, but his hero bonuses were pretty defense. His defense was very high. His attack was higher than mine. His health was a little higher than mine, but his accuracy was shit. His evasion was good, which is stupid. And his generalists are also pretty good. So this is kind of even. But you need to still be able to do damage. Running a drain stamina is good. Essentially like chopping the tires out on a car. The car still has an engine and it still has the body. So you need to be able to follow up on it. And honestly, the way to do that is maybe bring one drain stamina character and only one, and everything else like be offense. That's kind of the way to do it. If you want to kind of commit to it a little bit on the agent, like running the bully, which, I mean, the bully's just good anyway, but running something like Voodoo and Crystal or Voodoo and one of the straining Spider-Mans or something like that, it has its challenges, and it's very, very tough to get it completely done when you go full stamina drain. I will say that when it works, it works. I mean, it really does. It really, as you can see there, we had a bunch of stuns, and when they weren't stuns, stamina was an issue, but running pure blasters with still a lot of tacticians being around is most definitely an issue. The Enchantress teams do not seem to be too bad. Really, it's a shame that I threw that particular recording out, but Enchantress really couldn't do squat when it came to... I wonder if I want to keep that. Just no, the prism still has some value if planned out right. Really want to get that Jade Prism and not the Emerald Prism. So we're back to my normal line over here. I think it still needs some more work. I'm not impressed with straining yet, although draining is very good. But unfortunately, the two major drainers are blasters. And that is an issue. In order for Crystal to drain, having to do AoE twice in the face of tacticians and everything is an issue. However, when there are bruisers there, I'm actually rather impressed with some of Crystal's damage. Jimmy used to like Crystal Medusa way back when, and used to say that she was pretty good. Drain Essence does do drain energy, but it doesn't really do stamina, and again, drain energy, so she can assault energy, which is all stats, but she, even though she regains her own stamina, she doesn't drain it. So the strainers I don't think are there yet. I don't think straining is doing quite enough, but maybe if combined with like the experiment to add to it a little bit, something really good like the bully, Kuurth. We can't forget about Kuurth. Kuurth blowing up runes completely obliterates stamina. And honestly, that's actually pretty good. If Kuurth completely obliterates somebody's stamina and knocks it to 0, and then they recharge, at that point, other drains and straining can probably keep it chipped down low enough to make sure that it never really gets established. But to strain somebody down, I think isn't going to work. I think it's way too far to go. So, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope I performed, no pun intended, an experiment for you guys so you can see it in action and make a decision. Of course, there's tons of weapons that we didn't use here, like the Spirit Edge and the Signpost and everything like that. The Signpost is probably one of the better items if you are trying to do a stamina team, but it's just tough. And then you run into stamina issues yourself, because my only return was coming off of Dr. Voodoo. If I use the Signpost, then that means Dr. Voodoo and just my agent are getting stamina. Crystal had stamina issues, so There you go, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video, and hope I kind of clued you in as to whether or not assaulting stamina works or doesn't work. Take care, everybody.